Hey guys, it's Levon and Jake from the Knife Nuts podcast, back with something new for you guys. So, over the years, Jake and I have acquired quite a few knives. I mean, a lot of knives. Jake, would you agree with that?
Far too many knives.
Far too many knives. And instead of posting a collection or a collection picture or something like that on Instagram, or doing individual reviews for each of these knives and wasting a lot of time basically on YouTube, we decided we'd bring you a new series called 5 Knives in 15 Minutes. So basically what we're going to do is, as I'm sitting here at our review table here, Jake is going to hand me a random knife, a series of random knives from mine or his collection or the collective collection, as it were. And we're going to go through and spend about 3 minutes on each of them, maybe telling a story of why we have it, giving some quick information about that knife in general, and maybe have some fun along the way. Maybe rediscover some knives that we've had locked away for quite some time. So here we are. We're going to get right into it. I'm actually going to go first. So Jake, you're going to have to hand me the first knife for review. Ready? I hope you guys enjoy this.
And if you rush me, it's going to be a really
He's going to take forever.
It's going to be a really bad knife.
This is already going to get edited out. Wow. That's the right thing to do. Okay. So, wow, first knife. And this one's actually got a lot of sentimental value to me. This is a Microtech Socom Delta. But it is not just any Socom Delta. This is a Zombie Tech Socom Delta. Why is it zombie? Because everything in 2012 was zombie. And when something was zombie, what did it need to have? It had to be toxic green, and it had to have blood spattered all over it, right? Blood, quote unquote. This one happens to be a Tanto, and it's well loved, as you can see. I beat the living hell out of this knife. I've actually thrown it. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. It was actually given to me as a gift by my grandmother, who is no longer with us, which is a weird item to get from your grandma, I will admit. Also, pardon my hands. You see how scratched they are? I have an evil cat and a puppy, so things are happening here. But I digress. This is a Tanto version of the Microtech Socom Delta. This has the naughty subframe lock, Jake. You can't get a Microtech with this anymore because it's naughty. Kershaw didn't like them doing this. It also has the proprietary hardware that no one can, it looks like Jake may have tried to disassemble this at some point in time.
It disassembled itself.
It has very sturdy lockup. I don't know if you can hear the sturdy lockup. Yeah, very, very.
Please don't cut yourself right now.
No, I won't.
Not on the first knife.
I don't think it's sharp enough for me to cut myself. Now, this thing's pretty damn dull.
I'm glad you forgot the best part, my favorite part of the whole knife.
Is it the ceramic bearings? Because I know that it's not that.
No, it's the rattle can finish on the blade. The finish on the blade came off when he dropped it in the sand.
I did. I dropped it tipped down right into some sand at the quote-unquote beach.
At the beach at my pond.
Yeah.
And that was all it took to completely remove the coating from the Tanto.
I wonder if I can
Santo.
I wonder if I can cut in some footage of me throwing this. Remember, I would toss it and it would stand up on the stump. Yeah, it was stupid. I always really liked the action on this knife, though. I mean, it doesn't have much of a detent, but it's enough to have some fun with. This was my first knife on ceramic bearings too. You can see we've tried to cover up some of the the PVD or spray paint coating on here with some PVD. It's not PVD, with some Sharpie, so real classy.
It's offensive to PVD to call that.
I don't know. These are desirable now, though. People like these.
Good for it.
All right, what you got next for me? Let's set this one over here. Oh, wow, we're going fancy already. This is actually one of my favorite knives, Jake, and you know that. This is a John Gray SLUT. This is a custom knife that also has a lot of sentimental values. Are you going for a theme here, Jake? Is that what that is? Stuff that burrowed its way into my heart. This is a custom knife by John Gray. You guys all know John Gray. But this one was particularly special because I was in the shop with him as we made it. He did a custom profile on this, exactly how I wanted. All the finishes were exactly how I wanted it. He annealed bronze and brass to the hardware to give it this really cool texture and look. Some of it's getting rubbed off because I do carry and use this knife quite a bit. But recently we just gave it like a little spa treatment, cleaned it up, and the action is better than ever. This was called the SLUT, so which stands for Slimline Utility Tactical. Kaiser, who happens to be our sponsor, actually did a production of this called the SLT. Slimline Tactical, I guess you'd call it. Or what, did it have a different name when that came out?
If you just take the U out, then it's not offensive.
It's not offensive, but
it's easy.
John actually nicknamed this one the Metal Slut, which I find very appropriate. I still think this is one of those gorgeous knives in my collection. It has this cork belt finish. Look, you can actually see me. Hi. You can see me in the blade. And the action is absolutely amazing. Do love this knife. Jake, what else do you know about this knife?
It's just lovely.
It is. It's AEBL too, the steel.
The textured finish on the hardware. I remember John divulging his secrets to us at one of the very first times
we met
him.
A lot of heat. I know there was a lot of heat involved in it, but I'm sure he won't appreciate us talking about that either. You can see this one gets a lot of love too.
Yeah, just look at the texture on the pivot. I mean,
yeah, that's all. Yeah,
I love that he even did it on the stop pin.
On the stop pin. Yeah, this is the only one with it on the stop pin. Just so you know, very, very special.
That's popular.
Really cool knife from a great friend. What else you got? This is fun. I'm enjoying this. Hope you guys are too.
Well, at this point, I'm going to stick
with the sentimental theme.
Oh my gosh!
I'm going to hand you a knife from my favorite manufacturer.
You guys all know what this knife is already, so it's hard to say. This one was also a gift knife from a really good friend of mine, and it's from my early days of collecting. I had wanted this knife for a long time and had never gotten it. I was a big ZT collector for a long time, as many of us were who are into high-end knives now. This 0550 BLK, which is a Gen 2, I believe, Jake?
It's pre-lock bar insert, right?
Pre-lock bar insert. Is this a Gen 1 or a Gen... No, this is a Gen 1. This is a Gen 1, right?
I think the pocket clip was the only difference between 1 and 2.
Well, I mean, I threw a bunch of eBay hardware on this, and this was a scale that Jake and I drunkenly made for this knife.
Yeah, I think our drunken predates the... who has the knife called the drunken? The custom maker?
Doesn't matter.
Sinkovich.
Yeah, okay. Well...
That's a true
I guess we can tie that together because Sinkovich does a lot of stuff with zero tolerance. Very solid knife. Love this one. This one happens to be S35VN. I believe they were done in a different steel at first. Weren't they Elmax? I think they were Elmax.
I think they, yeah. Well, they did both.
Oh, we torched this frame too, I remember. Oh, yeah. Erica gave this one to me. I just talked to her the other day. Still love this knife. Really cool. I have the original scale somewhere. If anyone knows where I can get a really decent 0550 scale that could replace this shit one, I'd really appreciate it. But, you know, still a great knife. Wow, this is a weird lineup already. What else you got for me? We're going right in. So I'm sure those of you who are familiar with the podcast are familiar with this this insignia. This is none other than Mr. Brian Nadeau, Sharp by Design himself. And this is one of the original Typhoons. Not my earliest one of his, but this was certainly my favorite one of his. This one happened to has the harpoon blade, which I think was a little rare. He made a lot of these, but this knife in general just sings to me. This knife I love so much. Brian actually made me a set of scales on a firearm that I have. I have a 1911 that has matching scales, matching what are they called, grips. grips.
1911 grips.
Maybe I'll put those in the video too. But I really do love this knife. I think it's really sleek. This has some of the custom pivot hardware that he did with the Sharp by Design signage on it. Really, really cool. This also obviously has his D10 shoe. The action on this is phenomenal. I think we recently spod this one too, because we gave it the Hurricane clip. I think this is the only Typhoon, original Typhoon out there with a Hurricane clip.
That's just exclusive.
It's exclusive. You can only see it here, guys.
Basically like a Volkswagen with Hell's Flesh wheels.
Yeah, it's the Harlequin of Volkswagens here. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. Nothing crappy in here yet. I mean, this one's questionable, but you know.
Now I'm going to throw you a curveball. You have to do a technical review of this knife.
Oh my gosh. Mystery knife.
Yep.
I actually don't know what this is. I'm sure I'll know what it is when I open it. But this is our 5th knife here, so we're actually moving through this pretty quickly. Trying to think, should I just open it? What should I do?
Well, don't tear it.
Well, I won't tear it, so let's just do a little peek. Oh, it's shrouded. Oh, I know what this is. Holy crap. This is like a holy grail to a lot of Spyderco collectors, man. And in case you couldn't tell through the bubble wrap, this is a rock lobster. What year did these come out?
I was just going to Google it. Killing me.
Well, you're supposed to do all this stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, that would be...
Wow. Now, if they were to re-release a knife, maybe I would make some changes to it if they were to do it, but this is a freaking awesome blade. I mean, it's huge too. What is that, a 4-inch blade? I think it is. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with 4. Just a really chunky, it almost looks like they took, is this Jens Anzo designed this?
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually, his mark is on the back.
Oh yeah, and there it is.
It simultaneously screams Jens Anzo, but it also doesn't quite look.
Well, it looks like they took one of Jens Anzo's knives and just stretched it out a little bit. I think it's a really cool design. Some things I don't like, you know, you can't get your, well, I can't get to flick it. So this was made before that was actually an obvious thing to do. So it's made of, so Jake actually pulled up all the specs for me. It's actually a 3.75-inch blade. It's not the most, I mean, it has the proportions of an Anzo knife, which is to say very form follows function, you know. I think it's attractive. What do you think, Jake?
I absolutely love it. It's like it's a bit of Spyderco lore that got me into Spyderco as much as I am in the first place. Including the fact that it's rare and basically impossible to get for.
Aren't you selling this too?
Price.
Are you selling it?
I will. That's part of the collection that came from the land of Great Richard.
Oh yeah. Our friend Richard actually sent us a care package not too long ago with a bunch of Spydercos in it, and this is one of the gems from there. Did he take, like, what's going on with the? Are these micarta? Or are they G10?
G10.
Is it G10?
Mm-hmm.
Why do these look so over buffed?
Early 2000s
machining.
Chamfer on the edges.
It looks good.
I really want a year on this.
I'm gonna get all these knives out here.
It's on the Spyderco website.
I don't know. I think they should reissue this knife somehow.
2009.
2009.
So it's officially 10 years.
Wow.
Which I knew when I chose that knife.
What a nice anniversary knife for us. So guys, this was a look at the first 5 knives of the 5 knives in 15 minutes. We're having fun doing it. If you'd like us to keep going on, just let us know. Too bad, we're probably going to have to go do another episode right from here. So whether you like it or not, you'll probably see a second episode. Jake, which one is your favorite of these knives?
If you could mash the Typhoon and SLUT together.
Oh yeah, these two. If these guys just started banging.
Yeah. Ooh, that's an image.
Wait, hold on.
John Gray.
Let me get it. Let me get it awful. Looking down at it. Yeah, right there.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let's just finish the. Oh fuck. That was funny. I almost had a,
It's a shame that
you
was
know,
off camera.
right there. Look at that. Finish up with that. All right, guys. Until the next one.